Hello everyone. Nowadays, tax planning hold very much importance in the life of every person. Why? Because with the help of tax planning, one can reduce the tax liability. That would be legally. Again, using the word that would be legally. Legally means what? There are certain benefits which is given by the Income Tax Act to us, but that we don't know. But we are aware about up to certain extent only. So for that purpose, how much the benefit can be available, to whom that benefit would be available, up to which extent that amount can be available to us, that is the main funda or the main agenda of the doing this video lecture. So be with me. This is Chavda, assistant professor at Vijayamoda College of Porbandar. In order to understand the tax planning properly, we need to understand the basic terms of Income Tax Act. So in this lecture, we are going to understand the basic terms majorly, that is gross total income as well as deduction and various types of deduction, that how much deduction would be available to us, the whole aspect regarding deduction that we will discuss in our today's lecture. So before we understand the basic concept, we need to understand the main concept of income. How the income is calculated, how the income is considered by the Income Tax Act. So income is considered, income is bifurcated in these five heads, like income from salary, house property, business or profession, capital gain or other source, that we need to understand individually. Income, if the person is working as an employee in certain company or certain under someone, then he will receive certain amount that would be for rendering the services, then it can be known as income received in the form of salary. If the person is having the house property or house that he want to rent to the other person, then whatever the income received in the form of rent, then that income can be known as rental income, that income from house property. If the person is running a business, little bit business to or large scale business, and for example provision store, mini market, so in that case the person receiving the profit or loss from that particular business, that can be known as income from business. As well as if the person having the special quality, like to show the accounts of a company, like if he is working as a CA or advocate, in that case he is rendering the services, and for that particular rendering services he is receiving fees. So in that case it can be known as income from profession. So that would be included under the head income from business or profession. If the person having certain capital asset and the person want to sell it to the other person, and there would be the possibility of the profit or gain on selling of that particular capital asset, so that would be known as capital gain. For example, the person having the diamond which he has purchased at a certain price, and he is selling this capital asset or diamond to the higher price, then the difference would be known as capital gain. And whatever the income are earned by a person, if it is not included in this four heads, then the whole income will be converted or considered as income from other sources. If the person is receiving income in the form of interest on saving bank account or interest on FD, that is fixed deposit, if the person is receiving interest on securities, that all income will be considered as income from other sources. So this is all about the income, how the income is bifurcated under the Income Tax Act 1961. The benefit about which we are looking for, what is the name of that benefit as per the Income Tax Act, means the concept or the name of that benefit as per the Income Tax Act is deduction. So deduction, its name self suggests deducta, means what? The whatever the income you have earned in the five heads, that income can be reduced for the purpose of calculation of taxable income. Means what? The income will reduce by this deduction. Means on that particular income you are not required to pay the full amount of tax. Means you can reduce the amount of taxable income by this deduction. So let us understand how the benefit are availed to the person. The benefit which are availed, that are of two types. For now we are looking for the first type, that is specific deduction. Specific deduction means what? For particular income the particular benefit will be given. Means what? If the person is receiving income in the form of salary, for that particular salary specific deduction will be given, like entertainment allowance. So from that particular income salary this amount will be deducted. So you are not required to the pay tax on the full amount of salary you have earned. You can claim the specific deduction for the reduction in the amount of taxable income. So the whole amount of salary will be deducted from the specific deduction. That amount after deduction which you are getting, that would be taxable income from salary. So this is benefit. Now if the person is receiving income in the form of rent income, that is income from the house property, now it is obvious that to earn specific income of rental income, person need to do the expenses like to renovate the house, to spend certain expenses for the maintaining the house. So these are the expenses are incurred to earn income of rental income. So that particular expenses which are incurred by person up to certain extent that are deductible. So this is the main aim or the main head of income which would be useful for us to reduce the liability of tax. If the person getting the loan for the purchasing house property or for constructing the house property, in that case the whatever the interest is paid by person, that interest can be claimed as deduction. Means please keep in mind this thing, this is the most important to reduce the tax liability. If the person own only one house property and to purchase that house property, if the person has received loan or taken loan, in that case the interest would be payable on that particular loan can be claimed as deduction. Say for example, if you are purchasing one house property, on for that you have taken loan, but you did not rent it to the another person, in that case the whatever the interest amount are paid by you, that would be deductible. Means what? You are, even though not renting it, in that case you can claim the whatever the interest you have paid as deduction. So no income plus deduction means that it would be negative balance. So in that negative balance you can reduce the liability of the tax, whatever the income you are receiving from the other four heads, you can claim the loss of this house property. So please keep in mind this is one of the important head of income. So next is income from business and profession. Whatever the income are earned from the business and profession, that can be reduced by specific deduction. The expenses incurred for that specific income, that can be reduced by specific deduction. The whatever the amount are arrived can be known as taxable income from business or profession. If the person earning income from capital gain, please keep in mind the capital gain is also important. The whatever amount of capital gain are arising, up to certain extent certain deduction are given by the income tax act. So after reducing that specific deduction we come to the taxable income from capital gain. Last, that is income from other source. The whatever the income are not included under the four heads, that will be considered in the income under the head other sources. So for that other sources specific deduction is also given. By reducing the specific deduction we comes to the taxable income from other source. So we have seen that The whole amount earned from the different 5 head will not be taxable fully. On for that particular income, particular deduction are given by the income tax act. So for that, whatever specific deduction are given, that can be known as specific deduction or standard deduction. Now if we sum up the whole taxable income under the 5 head, we come to the next term of our lecture, that is gross total income. Means the sum of taxable income from the 5 heads can be known as gross total income. Now most important part of our today's video lecture, that is deduction. How the deduction is differentiated. Deduction is differentiated in two forms, that is specific deduction and general deduction. The term specific deduction we have already discussed in previous slide. Now the general deduction means what? The general deduction means it is general for each and every person. Each and every person claim general deduction from that particular income. But the question arises in our mind is that why this kind of deduction are given by the government? So the answer is that government want to improve yourself, means for your personal development as well as for the development of economy, giving this benefit. So question is that how can we develop ourselves, how the economy can be developed? So that can be understand like if you are paying or contributing your income for the certain things, then you can claim this deduction, that we are going to understand. And next, if you are receiving interest from the particular savings you have, and if you are channelizing your savings to the saving account, then you can claim the deduction. And last, if the person is not able, then in that case person is receiving the other income, in that case deduction can be claimed. So main thing about which we are thinking, personal development as well as development of economy. How? If you are paying your salary or the income for the purpose of provident fund, if you are contributing your amount for the public provident fund, that is PPF, in that case you are giving your money to the government for their use, for the development of our economy. You are foregoing the current or the present use of money and you are giving it to the government, and government will use it. That's why that benefit will be given to you. In the same way, if you are giving your money or if you are paying your money for the purpose of pension fund, in that case also the government using that fund for the purpose of the development of economy, and you will receive the benefit of the money after certain time duration. So the whatever the amount you are making payment or contributing, that amount up to certain extent can be claimed as reduction. How much amount? Maximum 1,50,000 amount can be claimed by an individual if the person is investing their money in PF, PPF, or they are also getting the life insurance policy. In that case, whatever the amount is paid in the form of premium of life insurance, that also can be claimed under section 80C. Please remember, this is the most important claims, most important sections of income tax act through which you can claim the deduction. First, that is under section 80C, under section 83C. The maximum amount of this section is up to 1,50,000. Means what? If you are paying more amount for the insurance premium of the life insurance premium, in that case the maximum amount as well as the total amount you have paid or you have invested in this various income or various section like PF, PPF, but the whole amount would be up to 1,50,000 only, not more than that. So 1,50,000 benefit can be received from section 80C. If you are investing your money for the Mediclaim insurance, In that case, the amount, certain amount can be given as deduction to you. That's why I'm telling you, that's why I'm again using the for the personal development, for the personal purpose. If you are investing your money in mediclaim, in that case it would be useful for you for the at the time of emergency related to health, so that can be beneficial for us. So it can be claimed under section 80D, as well as if the person is getting the treatment from the doctor, means medical treatment, receiving the medical treatment, in that case also can claim their treatment expenses under section 80 DED. That is also useful for us. And if the person is getting loan for the higher education purpose, in that case also the amount of the loan can be, the whatever the interest on the loan is paid by the SSC can be claimed under section 80. Why? The government want the higher education will increase in our country. That's why this benefit is given to the SSC or the person. As well as if the person is donating their income to the certain needy or the required field. For example, nowadays we are seeing the lots of calamities are occurring in our country. To remove that or to increase, to come out from that particular difficulty, some person will give the donation to the well-known and notified institution, NGO. In that case, that they can get the benefit of the donation given by that particular person to the society. So the whole amount paid by particular person for the donation, up to a certain extent it can be considered or claimed for the reduction. And next, if the person is receiving the interest on savings account, in that case also the person can claim the under section 80 TTA. Means what? If the person is investing their money in fixed deposit account, post office saving account, in that case the whatever the interest is received can be claimed under section 80 TTA. Up to certain extent the amount of interest can be deductible. And the last, if the person is not able or means disabled person, the whatever income are earned by disabled person, that can be claimed under section 80U for the deduction. So this is the main deduction are availed by the income tax act that we need to remember. Just to remember it, we are going to give certain code to that particular section, to just for the sake of remembering the name of that section. ETCC for contribution, ATD D for doctor, ATE E for education, ATG G for in our India we are using the word cow, whatever the food we are giving to the cow, that can be known as grass, that is go grass. ETG means go grass. See, we are learning it for the purpose of, we are just giving the code for the purpose of understanding the name of that particular section. G means go grass. And ATTTA, TTA means savings account interest. ATU, U means unable. We are giving this code just to remember it. Please keep in mind this thing. C for contribution, D for doctor, E for higher education, G for donation, TTA for the savings account, interest, as well as ATU for unable. So whatever the income we are earning, if we total up, then it can be known as gross total income. From that gross total income we can get the benefit of general deduction. Means after reducing the gross total income from the general deduction, we comes to the one term, that is taxable income. So the word deduction is clear, very much clear now. Deduction means reduction in the amount of taxable income. Now at the last we need to understand the exception of deduction. Means in the following three income you cannot get the benefit of the deduction. So first is long term capital gain, second is short term capital gain, Short-term capital gains means what? If the person has invested their fund in securities like shares, debenture, preference share, and after investing their fund in their securities for the purpose of getting the benefit in the shorter time duration, means the benefit of hiking the price, person is selling out their securities in shorter time duration. In that case, whatever the benefit are arise through the hike in price cannot be claimed or cannot be get the benefit of deduction, as well as the last, that is income from the casual income. Casual income name itself suggests that the income does not regularly occur. So the income like winning from lotteries, winning from horse races, winning from card games, puzzles games, etc. In that case, government do not want to promote this kind of speculative purpose or this kind of luck-based games. So government does not allow you to get the benefit of deduction in that particular income. So friend, up to this extent we have discussed the basic terms of Income Tax Act. So in next lecture we are going to understand the various aspect regarding the section of under section 80C to 80U and how that benefit would be available to us. Thank you so much guys for listening and watching this video. Thanks for watching.